Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maxima and I'm here checking out level 22, Gary's Misadventures. Or just level 22, whatever the bloody hell they want to call it. Sorry this one's taken so long, but it's just, they did not get a review code to me in a relatively reasonable time, so it kind of took me forever to get the game in my hands in the first place. I'm about an hour in at this point, and despite that, I've got like 34% completion of this game, so yeah, there are 20 levels in the game and I've finished 10 of them, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from World 2-2, I guess? And we're going to go from there because, yeah, I've already done these. And I just tried to record me doing a new level and I couldn't figure it out. So we're just going to hop on to one of the levels I know I've already done so that I am not completely and utterly retarded as I go through. Anyway, so here we are in the office building. The story is that you, Gary, are the worst employee in the world. You will willingly poison your fellow employers. You will willingly hit them over the back of the head with a book. You will willingly steal from the company. You will willingly leave donuts to distract security guards from doing their actual job. This is a very bad thing indeed, and it has turned out that you are basically one spot away from being fired. Everyone in the office apparently hates your guts because if they spot you, you're done. That's it, game over. So yeah, everybody in this building absolutely hates you. And the idea is, you got to try and sneak around them to any particular place in order to try and get to the exit door, which will lead you closer to your own office. If you successfully make it to your office, if you successfully make it to the stairway, it's another level completed. You do this by doing several things. Obviously, there's running around, and there are things you can hide in, like cardboard boxes and, what's the word? Newspapers, although I haven't seen any more newspapers since, like, the first two levels, which is a little disappointing. And you've also got other utilities. There's also dialogue. And they try to be funny. Doesn't really work. At least it's readable. Like, the developers for this game are actually like, well, they're definitely not English. They are something along the lines of, I don't know, Spanish? It's, yeah, at least the dialogue's written okay, I'll give it that. Anyway, we'll just use this eraser launcher to see if I can, nope, that's not gonna happen. Alright, so if I hit him with the eraser launcher in the back and then get around this side, he'll turn and I can use it to grab the toy, which you would not have seen because the game just flat out refuses to show that because of my capture kit. But anyway, yeah, there are also toys hidden in every level. There's one toy in every level that's not a boss level, and there's also a safe, which you might have seen earlier. The safe is a... whoops. The safe is a special circumstance because there are letters and numbers hidden around the level, and these letters and numbers will unlock the safe if you figure out the puzzle behind them. We've also just picked up laxatives. And this is where the poisoning our office workers comes into play, because yes, we are literally poisoning our our fellow workers for some reason. But yeah, if you... Kid's gonna freak out here, just don't panic. This is the kit, not the game. If you go into the start screen, you can see the toys that you've gotten. And they're all references to other franchises. You've also got the secrets, which are just puzzles for some reason. I'm not entirely sure what that's about. And you can also see the items you picked up as kind of worthless. So, yeah, that's basically the game. You do get more items and stuff as the game goes along and all that. It's not too absolutely dull. But generally, whatever puzzles there are to be solved, you can figure out immediately just by making the association between what items you've got and what you've got to use them on. So, for example, that guy's, and there's an obvious cup of coffee sitting right there, so he's going to type on that, he's going to drink it, and away he goes. Which means I can work my way through here, slingshot this guy in the back so he can look away, and that means I can get to the stairs. And it's basically just that over and over again. They do introduce new items, but again, the puzzles are so simple, it's not like you'll have any trouble figuring them out. I mean, if I didn't have trouble figuring them out, game's probably not hard enough because I'm an idiot. So here we go with the next level. And that's basically it. At least up to World 3 anyway, which is where I'm at. The game itself is relatively dull at the end of the day, if you want me to be honest. Just... Damn it. It's an interesting concept, I guess, but it just doesn't do that much with it that's actually interesting at the end of the day. So, whoop. I was wondering why that guy didn't get up. Let's grab some more coffee here. Explode in the back of that. It just doesn't do that much as interesting overall, at least in my personal opinion. It's not a terrible game, it's just a little dull, I guess. That's basically all I've got. Yeah, that is basically all I've got to say. This is a big book, by the way. And also, let me spell this out. So you've picked up this book. It's a financial ledger, so obviously you can use it to, like, steal all the company's money or whatever. But then your friend suggests, oh, no, just hit people over the back of the head with it instead so they get passed down and they can't see you or anything. And you're telling me this guy shouldn't be fired, or we should be rooting for this guy. This seems like a silly idea to me. But yeah. Damn it. At least the game's checkpoints are somewhat forgiving. Generally, you won't lose more than a minute or so of progress when it comes to this game and its checkpoints. Unfortunately, there's also a kind of annoying problem where you can't move with the D-pad, you can only move with the analog stick. And since you can only move with the analog stick, and the game's movement is actually really sensitive, like if I let go of my analog stick, you'll see I'll just, like, do a weird tilt back and forth. It's because my analog stick's a bit balked. So they made it so that any slight touch moves you, which is a little bit annoying, honestly. Mainly because of the fact that there are sections in this game where you have to stay stock still inside that cardboard box, and if you don't, you will get spotted. So you have to be very careful. Yeah, now I can put on the cardboard box. Obviously a reference to Metal Gear Solid 2. There's plenty of references. Well, Metal Gear Solid just in general, but there is a specific reference to Metal Gear Solid 2 in the first level of the third world. Yeah, it's just... It doesn't really do anything that new. It doesn't really do anything that new or interesting. It's just a typical stealth game. Volume's more interesting due to both the theme and the fact that the game had editable levels. This just doesn't interest me at all. Like, I've played through the first half of this game already, and... Ah, shit. I forgot to knock that guy out, so watch out. Watch this. Up I come. Ah, damn. Well, you know how the rest of that works. So we'll go to World 2, 3, and then... Actually, no, we'll just show a boss fight. I don't need to spend too much time explaining what this game's like. It's pretty obvious, honestly. Anyway, we'll play a boss next. The bosses aren't particularly challenging or even that different to the main game. It's pretty obvious. But you'll get to see that momentarily. And the game's graphical style and music doesn't really do that much for me either. It's just... Again, it's just not that impressive. Like, I can't think of one part of this game that stands out in any particular way. It's not that funny. It's not that revolutionary. It's not much of anything. It's just somewhat average. That's basically all there is to it. Like, if you're looking for averageness, well, here it is. Just, you know, pop it right in, give them like $10. I think this game is like less than $10. I know that for a fact. I can remember that much. But yeah, it's just, I'm just not flat with it in the slightest. It's the references. I've learned not to say references are good things because references are just references. They're not actually funny or anything like that. Although with Retro City Rampage, that game worked pretty damn well because it was a good game on top of having the references. This has the references and it's just mediocre, so it's not that good. That's basically all I've got to say about it. It's just mediocre in almost every way I can imagine. Buggering bollocks. But yeah, you get the idea, so I just need to do that, and then I'd be able to leave out the bottom. But yeah, it's... Level 22 is just not that great. It's just average. It's average in almost every sense of the word. Runs fine, looks okay, nothing's gonna get in the way or anything, there's no bugs. It's just a really average stealth game that's actually pretty damn short. Because if I finish the first half of the game in an hour, then the rest of the game probably isn't doing that grand either. I'll just grab this real quick and make my way down here. It's an access card, so the access card will let me access this door. Whoop. Nope. When you use the right stick to just like look in the distance, you can't walk properly. It's kind of annoying. Not that big of a deal though, you just need to get used to it. God damn it. Hang on, shit, yep, just the one. So, now if I come behind here and just throw the thing at him, then he turns, and I come in and I grab this. And also there are, like, there's a secret safe behind that vending machine, so it does have, like, some stuff to do. I'm just really not that enthused with it just because it's just painfully average. I can't find a single, like, overly good thing to say about this game other than the port's alright. That's basically all I got. It's an average stealth game with average puzzles, and it's average in almost every way possible. You know, if average is good enough for you, go right ahead and buy it. It's probably worth your time. There's a Super Meat Boy doll over there. Just, again, not too enthused with it, personally. I don't know, maybe you'll enjoy it for its references and its okay stealth gameplay. It's just, nah, it's not for me. And, yeah, I just think it's average in every possible respect. This game is available now for, like, $10 or something under that. I don't really think it's worth that, if you're asking me personally. I'd rather wait until it goes down to, like, $5 or something, and even then I'd probably go with volume over something like this, but... yeah, that's pretty much all I got. This has been Blue Maxima, and I'll see you all next time.